Some of your coworkers and even supervisors hate the fact that you're gifted, skilled, and honorable, and they're acting shady and mean to you because of this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you find value here. Let's get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I know with your support we can reach that goal. So we're doing something new here called Comment of the Day, where we are highlighting comments from my videos. So if any of my videos have been helpful to you, leave a comment. Let me know how it has helped you. If you are a member of the Cassandra Mack YouTube channel, how has being a member helped you? Which wellness classes, if you're part of the wellness club, which live streams, what has been helpful to you? If you're part of the Insiders Club, what has helped you? If you have any of my books or merch, which one do you have and how has it helped you? So today's comment comes from user, they go by the username user PX-TN9 from Ohio, USA. And they say, hello, Cassandra. This is the first time I've commented on one of your videos, even though I start my day daily with Cassandra Mack videos to get my head right. I'm grateful to God for leading me to your channel. I did exactly what you suggested in one of your videos about testing the spirit and not allowing people to have instant access to me without really knowing what their agenda was. The results have been mind-blowing because I avoided so much drama with this unhinged person that I'm seeing brings a lot of drama to other people at the job, but I avoided it. So I'm just here to say thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your foot on their necks. And God bless us all. So user PX-TN9, I am glad to hear that you start your day with the videos and that they help you to put yourself in a good frame of mind. And I'm glad that you were able to avoid the drama that allows you to have more peace. So today we're talking about the fact that they hate you, whoever your they is, whether it's one coworker, a group of coworkers, or a supervisor. They hate the fact that you're gifted, skilled, and honorable, and they're shady and mean to you because of it. If you're going through this right now, put a G in the comments for going through it. Put a G, actually put a GTI for going through it. GTI, going through it. And so a lot of you may have been in situations where you go to your job, you mind your business, you mind the business that pays you, you're not caught up in the gossip, you're not trash talking negative about anybody, you really do mind your business. You go to your desk or your cubicle, whatever your setup is, your classroom, if you're a teacher, whatever your setup is, and you get to work. You bring your coffee, your beverage of choice, whatever your thing is, however you start your day, and you get to work. You work with excellence, you work with skill. Nobody's perfect, but you work with excellence and skill. You have leadership abilities, you take the initiative, you have leadership qualities, you understand protocol at the job, and you're like, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything by the book. I am not getting caught up in the shenanigans. I am a team player. I come to work on time. I don't miss deadlines. I do everything I'm supposed to do. Why am I being met with so much hate? Even hate coming from my own supervisor, because sometimes the supervisor can be envious. And we talked about that yesterday. When you work for a supervisor who you are beginning to detect might be envious, 3 things that you definitely want to begin to do so that you are equipped to begin thinking about what your strategy is going to be. And so you might be at a job where your coworkers are mean and shady to you. They all go out to lunch and no one invites you. You hear about them talking about they went out for hot wings or pizza or bowling after work, and you never get the invitation. And not so much that you're looking for those invitations, but it's noticeable. This is what I'm getting at, because we notice things, right? You are discerning, you have discernment, you have common sense. We are not brain dead. And the more that you were able to read the room, you can still pick up on cues and you can see behavior. That's something visible. So you still can see when everyone is talking about an event that they went to, and this is happening perpetually. It's happening once a month or every 2 weeks. So it's not a one-off event. So you're like, oh, this is a pattern. Like, they don't want me around. And not only that, they try to sabotage your work. They try to set you up in ways that you just shake your head and you're like, this is like high school all over again. This is crazy. And you're just trying to do your job, do the job you interviewed for, and go home. And you're like, I'm getting met with so much shady comments. People are being mean, just unnecessary nastiness. And it doesn't make any sense. I want you to know that you're not alone. And I want to give you a story from Daniel, from the book of Daniel, that will drive the point home. Before we do that, let's just do a quick breakdown. So when they hate the fact that you're gifted, skilled, and honorable, these things are important. We're going to break this down. So number one, they hate the fact that you were gifted, right? Now, the Bible says that your gifts make room for you, right? The Bible says this in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 16. Your gifts make room for you and bring you before great men. So meaning great men and women, they use mankind. So your gifts make room for you. So there are gifts that God put inside of you, things that you do naturally well, things that you have a natural leaning towards, things that you have a natural curiosity about. And you are so curious and intrigued about these particular things that you begin to cultivate it, whether it's a gift for music, a gift for numbers, a gift for fixing things, whatever your gifts are, your gifts will make room for you, right? The Bible lets us know. But here's the thing that oftentimes we may be naive about. Once you get into those rooms, everybody ain't going to want you in them rooms. And so you have to have the mindset to be prepared that you might be met with animosity and hostility, because when you go into rooms that God sent you and you are shining your light with excellence, with integrity, with poise, with dedication, baby, everybody's not going to like that. Because when you shine for the right reasons, it also shines a light on people who are there for the wrong reasons. It also shines a light on what's wrong, right? It's like when you turn on the lights in a dirty house, you're going to see all the mess. You can't hide it, even if you're not looking for it. And so your gifts absolutely make room for you, and they're going to bring you in the presence of great people, of people who have influence, of people who can help you get to the next level. So they're going to bring you in those rooms. And we know that whatever door God opens, no man can shut. Whatever door God shuts, no mankind can open, right? So we know that. But I want you to not be naive, because you will get in certain rooms because of your giftings and they don't want you there. It's apparent. I've been in rooms where it was very clear that I was not wanted, even though my gift made room for me. My gift began to move me more and more closer to the head of the table. But the person who was at the head of the table don't want nobody else to be at the head of the table. So when you're naive, or if you're naive about this, you may begin to be thrown off. And what the enemy loves to do is to throw off our focus, right? John chapter 10, verse 10 says that the thief comes only to steal, kill, and destroy. Christ comes so that we may have life and have life more abundantly. And so one of the ways that the thief, Satan, steals, kills, and destroys, and there are many ways, is by knocking us off our focus. So that we're focusing on, why do they hate me? Why do they not like me? Why does nobody invite me to lunch? But when you walk into rooms expecting this, meaning that you are hoping for the best, but you are also prepared for the worst. That's a realistic outlook. So that if it doesn't go the way you plan, you're able to just ease, flow, and move very easily, because you're not putting all of your hopes in a particular situation, that you are prepared that this can go either way. So do know that when you begin to go into rooms that your gifts make for you, that there will be People that will welcome you with open arms because you're going to be a blessing to the company. You're going to be a blessing to the business. You're going to be a blessing to the ministry, because this happens in every facet of life. But there will also be insecure people who operate from the need to be the only one that shines, not just the shiniest object in the room, but the only one that shines, right? And so when they want to be the only one that shines, not realizing that, we can all shine. But when they want to be the only one that shines and you begin to make some traction and shine as well, they're going to have a problem with that. And so they will hate you for your gifts, because your gifts have now put you in the room. And there are people that don't want you to have access. There are gatekeeping personalities that don't want you to have access. So that's your gifts. So number one, they will hate you because you're gifted. Number two, whoever they are, they will hate you because you're skilled. So your gifts are things that you naturally do, the things that you have a natural talent for. But then there are skills. And skills are the things that you learn because you have an aptitude for that. You have developed an expertise in a given area, right? And so an example would be, if you do tax preparation and you have studied accounting, you have studied everything that you need to study as it relates to taxes, you are going to develop a level of expertise in that area. So that's your skill. Those are the things that you're learning, you're growing in terms of professional development, personal development. So in addition to our natural gifts and talents that open doors and make room for us, your skills will also take you to the next level. As you become more and more skilled, it'll take you to the next level, and more eyes will be on you, because when you are skilled, you're gonna distinguish yourself. You're gonna stand out, because there may be people who are gifted like you're gifted, but now you've moved from the realm of gift to skill. And when you begin to refine, right? So there may be like a bunch of people. You may be so skilled in the area of saving people on their taxes, saving people money on their taxes legally the right way, that you may begin to draw negative attention, because so many people want to come to you for your tax preparation services that your business is booming. And there will be people who will be upset who are in the same line of business as you. And you just doing what you're doing with excellence and with skill. So bringing it back to your specific job, I'm using examples to make it plain, but you can insert a different example that, is to your specific. Because remember, these videos are for the general public, so there's no way you can have every conceivable example. So when you think about your job, and maybe you're very skilled at nursing, you're very skilled at teaching, you are such a skilled teacher. When people walk into your classroom, the way that your classroom is organized and set up, when people watch how you teach the children and you're able to get through to them and no child is left behind, and you are able to work the lessons with your creativity in a way that children have a passion for learning, because you make it exciting, you make it fun. And every teacher doesn't teach like you with your level of skill. You will have teachers in other classrooms who will begin to shun you, because the principal is very pleased with the way that you do what you do. Or parents are singing your praises and they don't like that. So don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. So they hate the fact that you're gifted. That's number one. Number two, they hate the fact that you're skilled. And here's the icing on the cake. Now, if you ain't getting hate for these two things, you best believe this third thing, oh baby, the hate's going to come. They hate you because you're honorable. They hate you because you're honorable, because they can't find a character flaw in you. I'm talking character flaw, not things that people nitpick like, oh, we don't like her shoes. We don't like the way you wear your hair. We don't like this about your aesthetic. I'm talking character flaw. So because they can't find a character flaw in you, meaning that you're not there gossiping about your coworkers, you don't backstab your other coworkers, you do things on the up and up. But at the same time, you don't tell your business. You private. You don't have them all in your business, because you see how they talk about one another. You like, I look at you gossip about one another. In your mind, you ain't saying this. So you really think I'm going to tell you my personal business? If I get a flower delivery, I'm I'm not telling you who it's from. I'm not telling you nothing about me. We're going to keep it very surface. We're going to talk about the weather. Here in New York right now, it's snowing. We can talk about the snow and whether we like the snow. I'm going to be the most boring person in the world. We're going to talk about the snow and the cold and the hot cocoa and the snow. That's as far as it's going to go. And so because you are honorable, you don't get caught up in the negativity. You don't have an unkind word. You're not malicious. You're not nasty, right? You're boundaried, but you're not malicious and you're nasty for those who are boundaried. They will hate that about you. Because when somebody is playing in the mud, they want to know you playing in the mud too. They want to have something on you that they could throw in your face. And because they can't throw anything in your face, they will attack your looks. They will attack the way you dress. They will attack the way you speak. They will attack something that has nothing to do with your character because they can't find a character flaw in you because you are honorable. I didn't say perfect. None of us are perfect. But you know that you move with honor. You move with honor. You ain't out here trying to hurt nobody. You don't have a wicked heart. You're not no doormat, but you don't have a wicked heart. You're not here trying to sabotage other people because you're insecure and envious. You are minding the business that pays you, and you just don't want to deal with people's BS and drama. You don't want to invite emotional craziness into your life. You don't want that. And there will be people who don't like that about you. And if you are naive, you may believe because you do what you do well, you're going to get rewarded. There are times you do what you do so well that you're not rewarded, you're actually hated. And if you are not prepared for this, you can find yourself becoming distracted and distressed and depressed because of it. So you want to be mindful, and oftentimes people will, believers will pray that folks will stop being mean to them. And here's where this might sound a little harsh, but I'm going to say it. If you are shining the light of Christ, this is going to be an issue wherever you go. So if you leave this particular job and you go to another job, and at that job you're gifted, skilled, you work with excellence, integrity, and honor, you will have haters. You quit that job and go to another job, and you do that with giftedness, skill, honor, and integrity, you will have. If you on the PTA and you do that with giftedness, skill, if you are volunteering in the church and you do that with giftedness, and skill, there are going to be people that don't like you. There's no escaping this. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, right? But against spiritual wickedness in high places. And so the warfare is spiritual. Not only that, the Bible lets us know that if the world hates you, know that it hated Jesus first. If the world hates you, know that it hated Jesus first. So if the Bible is telling us this, right? This is John 15 and 18. John 15 verse 18. If the Bible is warning us against, it's the world. So this means whatever job you go to, that's the world. It's going to be worldly people wherever you go. And so this is why you will always hear me talk about being strengthened on the inside. Being strengthened on the inside. Now, let me be clear. I am not saying stay at a job that makes you miserable. You got to do what you got to do. It's your life. I am not saying stay at a job that is so toxic that it is affecting your psychological health and your physical health is starting to suffer. You must do what you must do. It's your life. You got to do what you got to do. And so if something is bringing you to the point where it's affecting your health, do what you need to do. So let's look at Daniel, and we're going to see that he dealt with the exact same thing. Daniel in the lion's den. So I'm in the book of Daniel. I'm in the 6th chapter, and I'm going to read you just a little bit. It pleased Darius to appoint 120 satraps to rule throughout the kingdom, with 3 administrators over them, one of who was Daniel. The satraps were made accountable to them so that the king might not suffer loss. Now Daniel, here it goes, this is verse 3. Now Daniel so distinguished himself among the administrators and the satraps by his exceptional qualities that the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. At this, the administrators and the satraps tried to find grounds for charges against Daniel in his conduct of government affairs, but they were unable to do so. They could find no corruption in him because he was trustworthy, neither corrupt nor negligent. We're going to stop there. So we read chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. This your answer. Some people hate you at your job right now, and they lying on you. See, they trying to find charges against Daniel. So they're trying to find something to charge you with, not necessarily a legal charge, but what this means is they're trying to find something against you that they can weaponize and use against you. They will start rumors that are based on fabrication. They will outright lie on your name. They will set you up for failure. A meeting will be changed and moved up from 9 or from 10 to 9. They will tell you the meeting is at 11. You get there at 11. You're like, nobody's in the conference room because they already met. So don't be surprised. Don't let these people catch you slipping and sleeping. You got to expect hate when you great. Expect hate when you great. You get the hate because you're great. Expect the hate when you are tapping into the greatness of God in you, the greatness that God put inside of you. Now, look what it says. It says, they could find no corruption in him. See, you have people that hate you because they could find no corruption. They look at with a magnifying glass, trying to find corruption in you. But because you are both trustworthy and you are not corrupt, nor are you negligent, they hate your guts, just like they hate mine. And as you begin to get comfortable with your haters and be like, you're not going to stop my destiny. And this job is not the end all and be all. It is a job. I'm glad that I'm able to pay my bills with the income I get. But if for whatever reason God closes this door, whether he closes it because it affects my health so much that I decide to resign and apply someplace else, or I decide to line up my ducks in a row and maybe start a business, whatever the future looks like for me, it'll look different for each person. So that's your personal choice. But understand where it's coming from. See, they could find no corruption in Daniel because he was both trustworthy. He was both trustworthy, neither corrupt nor negligent. So that's that honor. He distinguished himself. So you have to understand that when you're gifted, skilled, and honorable, what are you doing? Just like Daniel in the lion's den, you're distinguishing yourself. And a lot of you are in workplaces now where it feels like you in the doggone lion's den. Every day you go to work, it feels like lions just want to shred you to pieces. And so they ended up setting up a situation for him to be put in the lion's den. But the situation worked itself out. You have to read the whole story in Daniel chapter 6. It worked itself out where he came out of the lion's den without a scratch. He kept his focus on God. He kept his focus on his faith. And he allowed God to order his steps. And so when you're being met with so much hate and hostility and animosity on the job, you're going to have to be prayed up. You're going to have to be prayed up. Ask God to give you wisdom how to move. Ask God to give you wisdom in terms of making sure that you create a paper trail. Ask God to give you wisdom not to leave yourself open so that you're not ambushed in meetings. Ask God to give you wisdom so that when you are asked baiting questions, you know when to be quiet, what to say, what not to say. Ask God to give you wisdom even when you're applying to emails so that you don't write something that comes back to bite you in the butt. Let them write something that puts them in the bad light. That's on them. You ain't got no control over that. That's not your job. But you don't allow them to trigger you. You got to control your emotions. Successful people, and I'm talking biblical success, not the world success, control their emotions. And so it doesn't mean that you don't feel the emotion, but it means that you don't make purely emotionally based decisions without thinking about the consequences or potential consequences of your decisions. So for those who are dealing with this at the job, know that you are not alone. If you feel like you in the lion's den like Daniel, stay prayed up and ask God to give you wisdom. Everything you dealing with on the job, make those prayer points that you are praying for God to give you wisdom, not just wisdom, for God to give you wisdom, resources, and the technical know-how to know how to maneuver that situation. Whether that's you doing it yourself or whether you connect with an organization or a person that can help you. But begin to pray in those areas and know that you are not alone. So I hope you found this helpful for those of you who are going through this. And again, if these videos are helping you, let me know in the comment section. If you are a member of the YouTube channel, let me know, how is membership helping you? What specifically are you getting out of it? If you have any of my books or merch, which one is your favorite? Which one do you use? How does it help you? Let me know. So with that out of the way, I want to give you resources that we have available for you. I want to let you know about them outside of the public video. Because in the public video, you only get a fraction of my teaching and you only get a fraction of what I do. And so I would encourage you to join the Wednesday Wellness Club. The Wednesday Wellness Club is a therapeutic group that meets the first and third Wednesday of every month by telephone conference call, and we focus on mental mastery, self-mastery, success, biblical success, mental well-being, emotional healing through a biblical lens, and is cheaper than therapy. It is group coaching, not individual coaching, not personal coaching, but group. And the group coaching happens by way of the coaching tips that I give you as a group, the homework assignment that I assign the group, and then you answering those homework assignment questions so that you can take the teaching and move it from an idea to practical application so that you can have tactical, practical techniques to move forward in that particular topic that we're talking about on that day. So that's the Wednesday Wellness Club. And it's much, much cheaper than therapy. You'll keep hearing me say this. Therapy can cost you $250 for one session. In the Wednesday Wellness Club, it's a therapeutic group, and you are getting group coaching tips so that it's not just theory, but it's practical application that you can actually move forward in. You're getting tips to move forward in. So if you're interested, you'll see a join button on every video. You'll see the link in the video description box. When you click on the join button or the link, you'll see that there are different tiers of membership. Make sure to join at the correct tier, the wellness tier. That's going to give you access to our wellness club meetings. We have live stream classes for the wellness club. So that's going to give you access to all of that if you are interested. If not, then please continue to enjoy the free public videos. If you want to build up your confidence, there are two books I would recommend. The first is Speaking Life into Your I Am. That's a book that takes specific scriptures that speak to who we are in God, and it shows you how to affirm those scriptures. There are little writing exercises, and it shows you how to affirm that scripture. So when we say things like we are fearfully and wonderfully made, what does that mean in tangible practicality? How do you begin to affirm that you're fearfully and wonderfully made? Why is it important to affirm? Those questions are answered for you in the book, Speaking Life into Your I Am. The other book that I would encourage you to get if you want to just build your internal resources, if you're dealing with haters, is Rise Above the Haters. Rise Above the Haters will help you develop what I call your hater-proof skills. And it will help you to keep rising, keep shining, keep moving forward in the things that you desire to cultivate in your life, the things that you desire to be, do, and have in every season of your life, despite who doesn't want to see you win, despite who doesn't like you, despite who's against you. They're not God. And so you can still move forward in purpose and destiny. And the book is part journal, part workbook, and then it gives you kingdom biblical strategies to really begin to understand the type of spiritual warfare you're dealing with when you are dealing with haters who are coming against you. So all of my books are available at Amazon, some Barnes & Noble, some Walmart, some Target, but all Amazon. And you can always come on Sundays to our worship and fellowship by phone service, affectionately known as Church by Phone. Every Sunday we're here. To find out more, visit my ministry website, CassandraMacMinistries.com, CassandraMacMinistries.com. And I want to say thank you to those of you who give to this ministry. We could not do what we do without your financial donations and offerings. So I thank God for you. For those who are interested, a lot of you ask, how can you be a blessing to the ministry? How can you donate to the ministry? You can go to the website, CassandraMacMinistries.com. Click on the link that says Donate Give and follow the prompts from there. Last but not least, on today, Christmas Eve, we are having a special Christmas Eve worship and fellowship by phone service. It is Christmas Eve afternoon, so it's going to take place today at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, which is 11 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. So it'll be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's the same number that you use for our Sunday service, and the flyer is in the community tab. So you'll see the flyer in the community tab with the number on it, and you'll also see the video that was put up yesterday. So for those who want to worship and fellowship with us before you start your day's festivities, you are more than welcome. So God bless you. Let's do our best to be kind. There's a lot of unhinged haters in this world. And let's do our best to also take our common sense and our discernment with us when we are out and about in these streets. God bless you and have a very Merry Christmas.
No matter who you are, you will have haters. John 15 verse 18 says, if the world hates you, know that it hated Jesus first. So if you have haters, know that God is greater than your haters. Lately you've been feeling the weight of your haters coming at you with their envy and their hate, scheming against you, throwing mud on your name. But God's gonna work it out despite their lies and game. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up, it'll pay off later. God is greater, through the pain you're a giant slayer. Let the haters hate while you elevate. Pay no mind to the critics. Be about your goals. Keep rising, keep shining. Your haters can't stop no show. They can hate all they want to. Remember you are blessed. Never let a hater see you sweat, 'cause this is just a test. God is greater, so much greater than your haters. God is greater, don't give up, it'll pay off later. God is greater, through the pain you're a giant slayer. Let the haters hate while you elevate. Don't let the negativity poison your mind. Run your race with grace, one day at a time. They can laugh and they can mock you, but you won't miss a beat. When people don't receive you, shake the dust off your feet. God is greater, so much greater